This will be a summary of the Lex Fridman podcast. With Andrew Bustamante, former CIA officer. Find out how CIA operates, what's it like to be a spy, and many other interesting facts. Let's start. Andrew Bustamante, former CIA covert intelligence officer, discusses the mission of the CIA, focusing on collecting foreign intelligence to support national security, distinct from domestic intelligence handled by other agencies. The President's Daily Brief, PDB, is a crucial intelligence product, consisting of 50 to 125 pages synthesized around 2 a.m. daily, providing short paragraphs on global security priorities. The director of the CIA serves at the pleasure of the President, leading the agency's focus. The President's interests heavily influence the content of the PDB, potentially impacting the truth conveyed. Andrew sees a flaw in the system due to the appointment of directors based on factors other than merit, leading to potential cronyism or nepotism. Andrew discusses the leverage Russia holds through its control of natural resources and the strategic importance of regions like the south of Ukraine for Russian dominance. The game of war is viewed as an economic and resource-driven struggle, with the flow of resources, energy, and attention playing a crucial role in conflicts. Hearts and minds are secondary to basic needs and power in global dynamics, evident in China, North Korea, and Congo. In the Ukraine-Russia conflict, an information war is as significant as battlefield actions, with narratives strategically crafted to influence both Ukrainian and English-speaking Russian perspectives. Freedom of speech is misunderstood in the United States, making it challenging to control narratives in the information war, unlike more controlled environments. The U.S. support to Ukraine, akin to the Lend-Lease Act in World War II, incurs a debt that raises questions about Ukraine's true freedom and outcomes. The war in Ukraine unifies the nation, defining its identity and overcoming previous factionalism, potentially leading to a positive transformation after the conflict. Ukraine is a pawn in a geopolitical game. Russia sees it as a crucial asset for its agricultural, economic, and strategic interests. Ukraine, as a symbol of freedom, may be strategically valuable to the US, but its shine may not surpass other democratic nations in Europe. The conflict allows the US to test military systems, strengthening its military-industrial complex, potentially contributing to Republican support for the war. Supporting Ukraine with weapons benefits the US through military readiness and future economic gains. Geopolitical conflicts like Ukraine may lose attention quickly in a fast-paced, news-centric world. Hope for human perseverance amid travesties, with concerns about actions like nuclear war. Discussion on intelligence agencies, highlighting the Chinese MSS for global reach, CIA for capability, DGSE and France for tech, and Mossad for decisive actions. Assessment of power and influence of different intelligence agencies worldwide. The Chinese MSS integrates intelligence with culture, making almost every Chinese person a potential informant. Mossad's willingness to cross lines and use any means for the survival of Israeli citizens sets them apart in terms of violence. CIA's approach to mythos and secrecy, allowing myths to circulate for the sake of discipline and loyalty. Balancing family and career, choosing family over CIA due to the lack of support for parenthood within the agency. Acknowledgement and respect for CIA officers who make immense sacrifices for national security, even if it strains personal lives. CIA agents use different levels of disguises. Level 1 is light disguise sunglasses, ball cap, Level 2 involves long-term changes haircut, weight gain, and Level 3 uses prosthetics. CIA field officers must compartmentalize their true selves from their cover legends, avoiding the method actor's total immersion to maintain mental stability. CIA agents are trained to manipulate human feelings systematically, understanding and directing the emotions of their sources to control relationships. Looking and acting like a spy is crucial for blending in. People rarely suspect a spy in this guise. The key is to avoid behavior that categorizes you differently. Distinguishing lies involves studying body cues, micro-expressions, and elicitation techniques, emphasizing the importance of establishing a baseline for each individual. Despite outward appearances, humans share a deep longing for connection, making them predictable but also vulnerable to manipulation when that connection is threatened. Penalizing people by removing human connection is a powerful tool, evident in practices like incarceration, economic sanctions, and grounding children. Andrew Bustamante shares how he stumbled upon a potential government opportunity while applying for other jobs, leading to a mysterious call. Bustamante gets an unexpected call offering a position in national security, not explicitly mentioning the CIA but referencing Langley, Virginia. Despite skepticism, Bustamante accepts and soon receives a FedEx with a plane ticket, hotel reservation, and car rental, emphasizing the step-by-step control exerted in the process. describing the rigorous CIA interview process, including psychological evaluations, personality assessments, and assignments, with the potential for multiple interviews based on performance. Polygraph tests, or lie detectors, are discussed, highlighting their focus on physiological variations rather than directly detecting lies, offering insights for interviewers to guide questioning. Bustamante provides insights into the misconceptions about polygraph tests and the subjective interpretation by interviewers based on physiological responses. MBTI, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, is mentioned as a significant tool used by leading spy agencies for assessing and understanding personalities. Bustamante explains the operational usefulness of MBTI, emphasizing its consistency in assessing individuals' core personalities under different circumstances. The standard classification for human intelligence operations is discussed, indicating that information becomes declassified after 50 years unless specific requirements expedite the process. Bustamante reflects on the changing value of secrets in today's culture, where exposure of secrets often gains more significance than their preservation, posing challenges for maintaining confidentiality. Intelligence agencies consider individuals with public profiles, educational backgrounds, and national identifications as potential sources of valuable information. Balancing security and daily life is crucial. Awareness of cyber threats is essential, given the lack of physical intuition in the cyber world. Building an understanding of potential vulnerabilities is crucial. Simple security measures can deter low-skilled hackers looking for easy targets. Dedicated attackers, once focused on a target, can create customized attacks, exploiting vulnerabilities even in advanced security systems. Accepting the possibility of being hacked and having tripwires in place can help detect and respond to security breaches effectively. Sexpionage is a term used for intelligence operations involving sexual manipulation. It's a tactic employed by some intelligence agencies to exploit human vulnerabilities. Private intelligence, often contracted by the government, plays a significant role, especially in bridging gaps and providing operational flexibility. Private intelligence is governed by economic laws. Producing a superior product is essential for success. Unlike the national security infrastructure, where taxpayer dollars are spent regardless of product quality. CIA looks for individuals with moral flexibility, understanding that ethical considerations can vary. Private intelligence, driven by economic forces, may not prioritize ethical behavior initially but adapts to prevailing ethical norms over time. Long-term ethical behavior in private intelligence is influenced by adapting to the prevailing ethical requirements of their customer base. Companies must align with the ethical expectations of their customers to ensure economic growth. Covert nature of intelligence operations attracts the private sector as it provides the same resources as the government without oversight. Maintaining secrecy allows more flexibility in decision-making for private intelligence organizations. Success in business requires a balance of ethics. Cheating may provide short-term gains, but competence and ethical conduct contribute to long-term success. Staying within ethical bounds is crucial for sustained prosperity. Public perception of privacy is often misunderstood. Extensive data sharing occurs through personal devices with less ethical responsibility. The value of privacy is subjective, and mass surveillance, when done ethically, enhances national security. NSA's mass surveillance, especially after 9/11, served the purpose of identifying threats to national security. Public misunderstanding of the value of privacy contributes to the fear of surveillance, impacting intelligence operations. Fear of the government misusing surveillance for political suppression is unwarranted. Creating a secret police force and bypassing legal processes would be necessary for such scenarios, which is highly unlikely and impractical. Security and convenience are often inversely related, creating a constant balance in technology and individual choices. Andrew Bustamante views Edward Snowden as a criminal due to breaking the law and seeking refuge with U.S. adversaries, while acknowledging public perception varies. There is a significant skepticism towards large federal institutions, with a historical concern about the abuse of power and corruption. Andrew argues that NSA mass surveillance, at the time, was necessary for Americans to feel safe, though acknowledging the difficulty of proving its effectiveness. The secrecy of intelligence operations is essential to maintain a strategic advantage and protect against adversaries' reverse engineering tactics. Andrew suggests that CIA involvement in drug trafficking pertained to operations outside the U.S., strategically leveraging cartels for efficient outcomes. Bustamante doesn't find evidence for 9/11 as an inside job, but questions if intelligence agencies or the government are capable, given their interests. 9/11 controversies are attributed to incompetence, highlighting the painful example of the 9/11 Commission and recent intelligence misjudgments. Bustamante asserts that intelligence agencies, including the CIA, likely use figures like Jeffrey Epstein for access, control, and manipulation of powerful individuals. Intelligence agencies typically observe and infiltrate rather than create influential figures like Jeffrey Epstein, focusing on exploiting existing vulnerabilities. Bustamante discusses the compartmentalization of UFO-related information within intelligence agencies, emphasizing the potential economic interest for private intelligence. The scarier concern for the government is the possibility of advanced technology or foreign powers using UFOs for intelligence collection. Communicating with vastly different intelligences poses a challenge, and the assumptions we make about aliens are deeply rooted in human biases. Cognitive bias plays a role in forming beliefs about UFOs, as seen in Joe Rogan's realization of his own cognitive loop and the danger of wishful thinking. Spy trick: perception versus perspective. Differentiate between perception, personal interpretation, and perspective, observing from outside. Shifting to perspective provides an informational advantage, crucial in various aspects of life. Perspective versus empathy. Distinguish between perspective and empathy. While empathy is about feelings, perspective involves understanding someone's life, objectives, and actions, offering a valuable advantage. CIA skills for civilian life. About 95% of CIA skills are applicable to civilian life, focusing on understanding, influencing, and connecting with people. Operational skills like disguise may have limited utility in everyday situations. Face reading and disguise. Understanding how people read faces aids in effective disguise. Elements like scrolling behavior contribute to creating a powerful disguise, especially concerning the first signs of deception. Disappearing from the grid. Disappearing involves abandoning digital technology tied to your identity, acquiring new devices through unconventional means, and adopting consistent behavior, akin to elements of spy training. For the full podcast, check the link in the description.